happy? Life's
I'm
great. Okay.
ecstatic.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah. So welcome everyone to podcast number 2. I haven't named it anything yet. Last one was Dawn of the Pod. But I have some great news. Dan and I came up with the name of our podcast. We are now officially Film Vets.
Woo!
Because woo. We came up with this name because it encompasses everything about us as, you know, not only being veterans but lovers of film, and we would love to share our love of film with other veterans and people that love film in general. So hopefully we'll get some guest stars on here that we know and love. And Dan, what do you think about that?
Yeah, it's gonna be a great time.
That's great.
That's it. That's all I got for you.
Wow. Thank you for this TED Talk with Dan.
Just give up, lay down, and accept it.
Yeah. Thank you. So I wanted to talk to you, Dan, about some things that happened this week. I don't know if you've heard the craziness that is coming out of Hollywood, but have you heard anything about what's going on at Warner Brothers with Batgirl?
Yeah, I heard that they went ahead and scrapped it, and it's like, what, an $80-90 million movie, and they just went... Pfft.
Yeah, they scrapped the movie. They basically said, we don't think this is good enough for us to release, and we are going to put it away and write it off as a tax
which is
write-off.
Which is just kind of terrible, because you realize that... I don't know if you realize who the villain was supposed to be?
Well, in this case, it's, I guess, taxes? Warner Brothers?
No, that's always the villain.
Yeah.
But in the movie, it's supposed to be Firefly.
With Brendan Fraser.
With
correct?
Brendan Fraser. Yes, and we got robbed.
We're having a Fraser renaissance.
Oh, you know what?
Well, I would say this.
Marvel
There's
needs
a
to
couple
bring
of good
him
things
on
coming.
as someone else.
Well, I would say this. Brendan Fraser is still making a lot of great stuff he's got coming up. There's a Darren Aronofsky, I probably butchered that name, Darren Aronofsky movie coming out
The
called
Whale?
The Whale.
Yep, I cannot wait
Which
for
he
that.
will be playing a 400-pound man trying to reconnect with his daughter. I am excited about that for many reasons. I mean, Brendan Fraser being the main and Darren Aronofsky being another reason. But there's a lot of, I believe there's a lot of buzz going around about him getting an Oscar nod. So that would be great.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser deserves all the love. That man is amazing. And I'm so glad he's coming back into movies again, because it's just been, I just remember George of the Jungle, and I remember
Dude,
The Mummy. I mean, all these classics.
Man.
Encino Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we just talk about Encino Man real quick? If you haven't seen Encino Man, you need to go out and watch it right now. It's.
I kind of want to watch that again.
I'm gonna have to watch it at least sometime this week.
Yeah.
It is so great, and you know, it's one of the times that you watch. Like, I've never had a thing against Pauly Shore, but I think that he's kind of a one-trick pony. You know, like Son-in-Law, Encino Man. Like, he is just the same character in
the army
different,
now.
Yep. In Biodome.
I kind of love Biodome. I know
Biodome
I'm very
is
minority of that film.
So crazy. But anyway,
yeah.
Encino Man. Like,
We'll come back to.
You know what? We'll just have to
We'll come back to Brendan Fraser. Yeah, we'll come back to Brendan Fraser because I want to talk more about him and his work because he's so great. But I really want to go over this whole Warner Brothers thing because this is a very unprecedented thing that happened. Like, we basically, we're never going to see this movie. No one will see this movie because they cannot monetize on it. Once they get the tax write-off, it's done.
So it's just dead. They can't even come out with it like here's the director's cut.
Nope, nothing, nada. Unless somebody sneaks on the lot and steals it and puts it online, we're just not going to see an official release. So
that's a shame.
It's crazy, and it's very telling of the industry right now because nothing's safe, you know? And, you know, the biggest thing about this is I'm kind of two minds about it. I'm very disappointed because not because of the movie itself. I mean, it might be a good movie, it might be a shitty movie. I don't know. But the people that were behind the scenes worked hard on it. No matter what you say, no matter if you don't like Batgirl, if you think the movie's going to suck. Leslie Grace, I believe, was the girl that plays Batgirl. Brendan Fraser, the directors, I cannot pronounce their names or remember their names right now, unfortunately. But I mean, one of the directors, I believe it's a brother duo. One of the directors found out about this on his wedding day.
Oh,
And
that's so
it's just
hard.
really,
That's messed up.
it's really frustrating. It's really messed up. But here's the thing. I kind of agree with Warner Brothers a little because this is new management. This is a new regime at Warner Brothers that are making these changes. These are not the people that greenlit this movie in the first place. And they looked at this as a brand. They said DC needs to be up there with Marvel. And this is not helping our brand. If Batgirl gets released, which it was planned to be straight to HBO Max, and it hurts the brand in their eyes, then that's not good. So I kind of get it from that point of view, and I would rather they put out really great films as opposed to just, it's something we made and we got it in the can, blah blah blah. Now a lot of people are pissed off at this because of the fact the Flash is still being released, even though there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yep, and I wanted to bring that up. That is just trash. Like, you know what I think Warner Brothers really does need to do is if they're going to start scrapping projects and taking that write-off, taking that hit, they need to just do it across the board and come back to the drawing board like Marvel.
It's a very different situation though. It's not the same. You're saying it's basically like these movies are equal, but they're not. Like Batgirl was made for half the price, if that.
Okay, and that's fine. Was. That's fine, but you don't see Batgirl going and breaking the law and doing all kinds of stupid shit.
But that's not really. That's really not enough to scrap the movie. And I know what you're saying. It's unfair, and that might change. Ezra Miller might come out and just pull Jonestown, and they just say, I don't think we should release this movie now. So anything can happen between now and the release of the film. But right now, it doesn't seem like there's a big enough reason to stop the film from being released. I'm of two minds about it. I think Ezra Miller's a piece of crap, and I think he needs not only help, but to be in jail. But it's a hard situation, and I get from a monetary standpoint where they're coming from. But a moral standpoint, you could definitely say, I think both of these films should be scrapped. So I get where you're coming from. It's not an easy situation. I don't envy Warner Brothers. That's a very weird situation. I mean, they took over this from other people. This is not something they greenlit. This is not their fault. And I think they're doing the best they can with what they got, and they're trying to make the DC brand on par with Marvel, because right now they're not. Like, no matter what you say, I mean, you can say, oh, DC's better than Marvel, but that's not the point. It's not about being better. It's about the quantity and quality of films that they've produced. And no matter what way you put it, I feel DC is still lacking, even with the releases that we've had, because once Zack Snyder was kind of let go, I mean, even before then, honestly, I'm not a fan of Batman v Superman. I think that personally is where things kind of fell apart. And it's just been kind of a jumble of, well, this movie was good and then this movie sucked.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing that really gets me. I know that we're not looking at it like, oh, well, DC's better than or equal to, less than, or anything like that. It's not really comparable. And that's where DC really has an edge. If Warner Brothers can kind of coalesce, pull everything together, try to come back to the drawing board, and really just kind of come out the gate, start.
Well, they just need a Kevin Feige.
Well, yes, they need somebody to unify,
to run it, which is what they want to do,
and that's great. But they're going to miss out on a few golden opportunities, specifically with Batman, with because aren't they supposed to be bringing back the name? I'm terrible with names, but
Ben Affleck?
No, not Ben Affleck. OG
Robert
Batman.
Pattinson. Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton, thank you.
I'm just gonna name all of them. Adam West.
Actually, yeah, I guess that's OG.
Bring back Adam West.
Yeah, I'm down for that. A dark Adam West. Let's do it.
Yeah, I would actually love that. Unfortunately, he's passed, but that would be pretty badass. But anyway,
Crisis on Infinite West.
So, yeah, I think Michael Keaton came back. So another thing about the Batgirl movie was they viewed the film, and apparently the people that watched it were very confused as to why Michael Keaton was even back. They were like, why is he here? Because this movie was made, and it's technically coming out before The Flash, if it was going to be released. So it just didn't make any sense.
Right.
On top of that. So it's just it's a lot working against this film, and I don't care if I ever see the film. I really don't at this point. I was not really super excited about it in the first place because I'm not nothing about the film really got me excited except for Michael Keaton. But I'm like, either way. But I am disappointed because I really think anybody working on a film and this industry is so hard. It's so hard to get anything made.
Well, yeah,
and
absolutely.
to go that far and to have it completed and to have it shut down at the last second, that's got to be heartbreaking. I feel for that.
Yeah,
So
I just...
and there's... Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I really do think, like, with DC, if they would do things, take chances a lot like they do with their animated movies. Now, I understand that in an animated movie, you can kind of go a little bit bigger. It doesn't look, one, cartoonish and goofy because it is a cartoon. Two, they can get away with doing big, spectacular things like effects because, again, they're just animating it. But
yeah,
when it comes to a lot of the bigger, just grander things, like if you look at, okay, Iron Man versus Superman, of course it's going to be bigger, and that's why it looks good on the animation, but it's hard to translate to film. But if they do it in small doses, just kind of start dipping their toe in the water to begin with, I think that they really could compete with their animations.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with that, and I think Warner Brothers, from what I gathered, the new owner, the new head honcho there, he's basically said he wants to make tentpole films that will be released in theaters, some big event films, not just something we put straight to HBO Max.
Right, and I respect that.
Exactly, and so that kind of leadership stepping forward and doing something like that is kind of admirable, and I think it's an unfortunate side effect of that, which is, hey, we're not going to put out things we don't believe in. And unfortunately, this is part of the old regime, and now we have a new regime. And the things that are coming out, the Black Adam, The Flash, forget what the other one was. There was like 3, I think. But these are the films that will be big tentpole films in the theater that you must go see in the theater. And it's building that brand back up, as opposed to we're going to release it all on HBO Max.
Are they doing a Blue Beetle movie?
Blue Beetle, that's up in the air because that was a straight to HBO Max. And so that could be the next one to get on the chopping block.
I would prefer them do it right than do something that's, like Little Mermaid 2.
And they might watch the film. They might watch the Little Mermaid 2. Wow. That's interesting.
Straight to VHS.
Straight to VHS. They could watch Blue Beetle and be like, "This is perfect. We're actually going to put this in the theater." I don't know though. We're still kind of in the throes of this. They had a call with all the, with Warner Brothers a couple of days ago, and they talked about the future moving forward and the films that were cut and why they were cut, because it's not just Batgirl. There's the sequel to Scoob, the cartoon. They also pulled a ton of stuff from HBO Max without telling anybody. So it's a weird situation. I can see where some people are frustrated, but in order to move forward and make changes that are radical and better for the future of the brand, sometimes you got to break some eggs to make some omelets.
Hey, Paul.
I think what's that?
I was just gonna say, I think I figured out how, like, the perfect way to release the Flash movie.
Oh, do tell.
They need to just go ahead and release it directly to Betamax.
Betamax?
Yeah.
The only way you can watch this movie is through Betamax. Oh man, people would lose their shit.
Well,
that'd be amazing. Actually,
that would be awesome. It's just as insufferable as Ezra Miller himself.
Oh. See, I'm of two minds. I really don't like Ezra Miller, especially all the stuff that I've heard. But there's more than him working on the movie. It's not just his movie. There is Andy Muschietti directing. There's Michael Keaton, who's making his reappearance. There's I forget the girl's name playing Supergirl. There's all these elements and all the people that worked on this movie. I feel like
they don't deserve to be taken down because of one person.
Exactly.
And I
exactly.
completely feel for you. It's just it's a hard pill to swallow for me. And I understand it's a double-edged sword. Yeah. It's just going to cut you both ways. Like, you could protest it, but then everyone else loses. Or you can go watch it.
Yeah, say you boycott
Miller,
this film.
Like, just needs to go away.
Yeah, you boycott this film, and you hurt everyone that's worked on it, not just Ezra Miller. Hell, I doubt you'd even hurt Ezra Miller because he's already fired from the Warner Brothers. He's not going to be. I guarantee you, he's not going to be working on any other movies with them.
No, it's only going to add to his notoriety. Maybe that some people don't really know what is going on or what's happening or what he's contributed to.
Well, that's the thing is about general public people. General public people don't really pay attention to this stuff. They see the movie, they're like, "Oh, a Flash movie." They don't know all the news about this stuff. I mean, we know about it because we follow entertainment stuff. I mean, even you, who you're not following it to like the details of what I am, because I'm obsessed and crazy. But you know
watch
about
the
it.
trailers half the time.
Yeah, well, you imagine somebody who doesn't know anything about what's going on, and I say general public, people that just don't follow the news on entertainment. They see the Flash and they're like, "Oh, I want to see the Flash." They don't care about Ezra Miller. They don't care about behind the scenes drama. So unless he comes out swinging with something terrible and just destroys, I mean, not to say he hasn't already. It's just the stuff he's been doing is kind of small potatoes compared to what could be happening.
Well, that's true.
What's that?
Oh, I just said that's true. I was agreeing with you.
Oh, thank you for agreeing with me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird situation, and I hope whoever's listening to this can comment and just give their 2 cents, because I would love to know what you people think, and all you fans out there.
One of these days it would be great to be able to just kind of do one of these live and actually have a call in. I think that would be like, that would be on the horizon.
Howard Stern.
Yeah. I don't know where to go with that.
Yeah, don't. Let's just not. So besides this whole thing with Discovery, Warner Brothers, the other things that have come out recently that I watched The Sandman last night. I am a big fan of the comic books. I have been for a long time. I've been so excited for this show. Do you know anything about it?
No, just give me kind of a quick rundown. What's the Sandman?
Well, the Sandman is about the character, the entity known as the Sandman, who helps people sleep and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, he's an actual character in this story who rules a land, and he's part of the Endless, and the Endless are the Sandman, Destiny, Death is his sister, and you've probably seen Death in the comics, the DC comics. She's appeared quite a bit actually, but anyway, Sandman is this mythical story written by Neil Gaiman. Netflix has made the first season. It's, in my opinion, it's brilliant. It is so engrossing, and there's a super villain from the comics that they've kind of made different for the show, but it works really well. And there's a scene where he goes to a cafe for one episode completely by himself to just, he has this mystical I forget what it's called, like a jewel or emerald that lets people's dreams and desires come true, or he can basically control what they do. And it's just fascinating to watch. And that, if that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. It's so fascinating to see people just lose their shit. And I don't know. That's my 2 cents. I highly recommend it. The Sandman on Netflix. If you're a fan of Neil Gaiman, I definitely recommend it.
Yeah,
sure.
I will have to definitely check that out.
Yeah, dude. So besides Sandman, there was the release of the prequel film Prey. Do you know about that one?
Yeah, Predator.
Predator, yeah.
Native American Predator.
I haven't had a chance to watch it. Yeah, Native American Predator. I haven't watched it. I've heard great things.
Is it out right now?
It's on my radar. Yeah, it got released, I believe, the same day as The Sandman.
I'm going to have to watch that tomorrow.
Yeah,
I've been all excited about that one.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be great. I have been dying for a good Predator film. Unfortunately, the last one was not great, which is funny because one of the actors from the last Predator film is in Sandman as one of the villains. So kind of serendipitous there in a way. So yeah, that's some things that have been released, and it's there's just so much content, man. It's hard to keep up, but that's why we're here, to help you find what to watch
or what not to watch.
There is and what not to watch. Yeah. So there's also some news that was released yesterday or today. The first still of Daredevil in his costume for the She-Hulk show.
I did not see that, but I finally watched the She-Hulk trailer.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Did you check? Yeah, it looks great, right?
It looks like
fun.
So much fun.
Dude, yeah, Daredevil being a character in the show it gets me so excited. It's so cool.
that is going to be great. And I love the fact that they just keep bringing back the same guy. That they haven't recast him. There is a massive amount of continuity. It's amazing.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's going to be great, and there's a chance we could get I don't know, all the characters back. I would love Foggy to come back. I would love Karen Page to come back. To be honest, I don't remember if she survives in the original series. So I don't know. They could go either way with that. I'm trying to remember, but I don't know.
I think she does.
She does? Okay.
I think
in the comics
so.
she did die.
If I'm wrong, somebody let me know. I'm pretty bad at remembering some things, but I want to say she did.
Yeah. Well, let's switch gears here. Let's have some fun. So last week you had mentioned dumpster diving.
Yeah. I love me a good dumpster dive.
Yeah. Is there like an old film that kind of like a guilty pleasure that you would recommend to people?
A guilty pleasure?
That you would, yeah, like you're kind of like, I love this film, but I know it's terrible,
I've got two, and they're kind of tied, and it's kind of parody movies. Now, some parody
good.
movies are just flat out bad, like Meet the Spartans. That was absolute trash, and that's not even worthy of the dumpster. You just need to bury that out in the woods. And that's going to be a different series, but you know, if we're throwing back for like guilty pleasure, like some cheap, gross laughs. You definitely have to go with Not Another Teen Movie, or, and this is a long title, but thanks to the Wayans, Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. I made you watch that with me on my birthday one year.
See, here's the thing, though. I don't feel like that's a dumpster dive. I feel like that's a really great film and good parody.
You gave me a guilty pleasure. Now, if you're looking for just bad for the sake of bad, I don't really have a guilty pleasure.
I think maybe something that everyone else feels is terrible, but you find charming,
yeah, I don't have one of those. I am hypercritical. Okay. Like I have guilty pleasure movies, but they tend to be all right, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't like I will set that dumpster on fire. Like I am super critical.
Have you ever gone to like a Walmart and just gone to that DVD bin and just like scanned and put your hand, like sometimes I'll put my hand in like deep before COVID and I'll just pull out a movie and see what comes up, and it's usually very disappointing.
Yeah, but have you ever pulled up a movie so bad that you look at it and go, yeah, and then you like shove it back at the bottom?
All the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
All the time.
You know what movie keeps... the Jack Ryan movie with Chris Pine comes up a lot. I don't know why. That was a film, and I never saw it. And I love Jack Ryan, but I've heard terrible things about that film. And it's weird because Kenneth Branagh directed it.
I've never seen it. Like,
yeah,
I could have swore I've seen it, but between like Jack Ryan and then Jack Reacher and then Jack Ryan the Show and Jack and Jill, which is an Adam Sandler movie that belongs in the dumpster. Don't even reach in there.
Don't even
just
touch
leave
it.
that. If I find that in the bin, I take that over to Housewares and I find a garbage can and I put it in it. Where it belongs.
Yeah, it does.
You have the bargain bin and then you have the trash bin. But yeah, it just there's so many Jacks and Johns.
So many Jacks.
Well, I mean,
so little time.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're just beating these series. At least with the Bourne series, his name was Jason, but it still started with a J.
Well, yeah, I the thing about Jack Ryan is, you go with Jason Bourne or the Bourne Identity or things like that. I always liked. I love both, but Jack Ryan was always like the kind of, everyman. There's a reason why they got Jim from The Office to play.
Yeah, but
Jack Ryan.
isn't
John
he
Krasinski
like some
is the everyman.
Genius level accountant that was the sole survivor of his unit? Like, that is not Jack Everyman. That is Jack Off.
Well, he's not. What I mean by that is he's not the guy you send in for ops. He's not the shadow guy. There's the other character, I forget his name, Clark. He's the other character that's kind of Jack Ryan if he was that person. If he had gone in that direction of being the special ops guy, which he could have.
But
instead he's an accountant.
He's still a veteran. He's still specially trained just in case. Like, he's got that muscle memory. You know what? If you're going to put
he's
somebody,
good at doing that.
If you're going to put somebody in that situation, I want to see like Jerry Seinfeld. No training. Just like him rolling up and then just fumbling his way through it. That would be amazing. Not plausible.
I mean, you got that with
awesome.
But you got that with there's movies like that, like Bill Murray and The Man Who Knew Too Little,
Yeah,
but there's a bargain. There's a dumpster dive movie right there. I like that movie. I don't care what anyone says.
See,
That's a great
I don't
film.
think you understand what dumpster dive means. We are going in the
I
trash
think dumpster
that
diving,
nobody
we have
wants
different-
it.
No, exactly. I think there's a... If you go on... Okay, we're going to do a little experiment here. So I said The Man Who Knew Too Little.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm typing it in. Who Knew Too Little. I want to see what the score is on Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see what people think about this film. Oh my God. Look at that. Okay, so it seems like the audience score is actually kind of high. It's like 69%, which isn't crazy, but it's high-ish. It's still fresh-ish. The tomato meter, though, from critics is 39%.
Yep.
So,
And 81% of Google users like the movie. It's got a huge disparity.
yeah. What about McHale's Navy?
Oh, God. I couldn't even finish that one.
Oh, I did. Oh, that's a classic in the worst way. Okay, what about Cop and a Half?
Cop and a Half?
Yeah.
Who was in Cop and a Half? Burt Reynolds?
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds, like the proto kindergarten cop? Is that what this is? When did this come
Cop
out?
and a Half.
93. When did Kindergarten Cop come out?
Kindergarten Cop came out in like 95, I think.
Okay, so Burt Reynolds had to roll out of bed one day to a phone call.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Kindergarten Cop came out in 1990. It came out before.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, Burt Reynolds had to roll out of bed, to a phone call of someone to his agent saying, "Hey, I got a script that you were born for." And it's literally Discount Bin Kindergarten Cop. Oh, I mean, wow. That's amazing.
What about House Guest?
House Guest. Oh, with Sinbad?
Yeah.
Dude, I loved that movie growing up. I can't watch it now.
See?
It's so bad. Okay, I guess I did
dive.
have a guilty pleasure. I can't watch it now because I acknowledge it's terrible. I periodically go back and ruin my childhood. You want a real dumpster dive? How about the Power Rangers movie?
Oh God, Ivan Ooze.
Oh,
okay.
You know what?
So
he should have gotten an Oscar for that.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know who that guy was. But I feel like he was like a classic
when I was a kid,
Shakespearean actor.
I thought it was Patrick Stewart when I was a kid. I didn't know any better. Power Rangers, the movie. Oh man, what a terrible thing. Yeah, I saw that movie like 3 times in the theater though. I was just so excited. I was such a I am a member of the Power Rangers fan club.
Paul
Official.
Freeman.
I have a card. Who?
Paul Freeman.
Oh, now I feel bad.
He is an English actor who's appeared in theater, television, and film in the United Kingdom. Oh,
well, he's no
man.
David Yost.
Did you just
he's
say...
no Jason David Frank.
Well, I mean, nobody's a Jason David Frank. Paul Schreier
He's no
is where
Amy
it's at,
Jo
though.
Johnson.
I mean, come on, you gotta love bulk. Speaking of which, there's a Comic-Con going on down around me, and
Really?
it's going to I'm currently in Arkansas, but they're going to be doing the Arkansas Comic-Con,
but I'm not gonna.
and they're going to have both Jason Narvey and Paul Schreier here.
Wow.
This Bulk and Skull, man.
Wow.
I just wanted a reason to throw that out there.
I don't have anything to give for that. Wow.
Welcome to the dumpster, brother.
Oh, Paul Freeman, dude. That's Belloc from Indiana Jones.
Yeah, dude.
Whoa.
Like, he's been in a lot of
he's
things.
pretty amazing.
And bam, they got him for Ivan Ooze.
Okay, now I love Ivan Ooze.
Like, you can tell amongst the backdrop of everyone else in that movie. Like, you see him and you go, well, wait a minute. That's like them making a Teletubbies movie but Patrick Stewart's the son, you know? Because he's
they
bald.
get Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Like, they get Tom Hardy as one of the Teletubbies.
Exactly.
It's like, why? How is this working? How did they do this?
The other one is Gary Oldman. And...
Gary, okay, we're gonna do a fan cast of Teletubbies right now. We've got. I want to see who's the Teletubbies. We have. Oh my God, what we got here? I don't know their names. That's the problem. I see the colors, but what do you know the names of these characters?
I just know Tinky Winky.
Okay, there's Tinky Winky.
Yep.
Largest and oldest of the group.
That would be Tom
purple.
Hardy.
That's Tom Hardy.
Yep.
Tinky Winky. Tom Hardy is Tinky Winky.
Yep.
Dipsy is the second Teletubby, Green. Let's see.
I feel like that's one where you really have to blend in. Who was the one that played as Abraham Lincoln in Lincoln? Daniel Day-Lewis, right?
We're not putting Daniel Day-Lewis as Dipsy. First of all, Tinky Winky is the old. Hold on, Tinky Winky's the oldest one, so whoever plays him's got to be the oldest one.
Gary Oldman.
Okay, so Gary Oldman's Tinky Winky.
Yep.
And Dipsy will be Tom Hardy.
Is he the biggest one? I don't think so. I still think
He's
Daniel Day-Lewis should be the green one.
But he's not. He's the oldest one. I think he's older than Gary Oldman, isn't he?
Oh, I don't care. Daniel Day-Lewis can be whoever he wants to be.
Okay, well, fair enough. Okay, so Gary Oldman as Tinky. No, I'm sorry, as Dipsy.
Yep.
Tinky Winky's Tom Hardy. Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense.
Why not?
This doesn't make any sense at all. This is
all we are fan fictioning a cast for Teletubbies. Life doesn't make sense.
Here's what we're
now.
doing. You want the greatest. You want the greatest. We're going Tinky Winky is Daniel Day-Lewis.
Okay.
Dipsy is Gary Oldman.
Okay.
La is Tom Hardy.
Okay.
And Poe, which is the soft-spoken one, is Christian Bale.
Oh my God! Look at that. Nailed it.
Look at that.
Nailed it.
And who's playing the son? Who's the son? Vincent D'Onofrio, baby.
Oh,
Vincent D'Onofrio
yeah.
as the son. The Kingpin.
I think we've oh my God. I just kind of want to put this together now. That's amazing. Like I would
You should just keep him as the Kingpin, and it's keep him as the Kingpin in the sun. It's like, I'm here to find my Vanessa, and good morning. Oh man, this is gonna be such a great film.
Do you think we can just go ahead and put that together? like
yeah, let me contact them. Let me contact them and see what they think.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm
there
sure
we
they're
go. Let's coordinate
100%. Oh,
throw enough money at it, anybody will do anything.
Yeah, that's what they're known for. These thespian actors.
It would have to be like a $5 trillion budget. One for each of them.
Somebody was telling me today that Daniel Day-Lewis has these outbursts in everything he's in. So, like, I don't know if you saw There Will Be Blood, but he's like, I abandoned my boy! And he does it in every movie, according to them. And there was even somebody who was like, going around everything they did. I've abandoned my keys! I've abandoned my car!
Oh, that would be so
you
great.
gotta have a scene. You gotta have a scene like that in the Teletubbies movie where he just has this freak out, and of course, Tom Hardy's gonna be smoking a cigar.
Of course,
you gotta have that.
Yeah. I'd like for them to somehow end up in like the real world, just these giant like strange bug-eyed creatures with televisions in their stomach just wandering around freaking people out, and the sun is just following them. Like,
why aren't we working in Hollywood? That's the question.
Well,
that's the question.
Baby steps, man. Baby steps. It's all part of the movie.
That's the question. Yeah. Yeah. We got to write this script. I'm not.
Nobody steal it.
I'm not.
Actually, you know what? Please steal
Dude.
it. Somebody make this happen.
Okay. So I found another dumpster dive film.
Oh yes. Which
down Periscope.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Okay. It is 11% critic reviews, 62% audience score.
Oh my gosh. This is the one with Kelsey Grammer as the sub
Kelsey Grammer,
pilot.
Rob Schneider,
Oof.
Rip Torn, Harry Dean Stanton, Bruce Dern, and Lauren Holly. Like, and you know what? I do
William H.
remember
Macy.
certain things from this. Oh, what's his name from? Oh my God. Wait. Yeah,
Harlan Williams. Yes, from
7-Minute Abs.
Yeah. Okay, so that's going to be another movie. It's not. It doesn't belong in the dumpster, and I wouldn't dare put it there. It's one of the
I don't know,
funniest movies I can remember. It's got some rough parts to it, but in general,
You talking about Down Periscope?
No, something about
What
Mary.
are you talking about? Oh, well, that definitely doesn't.
Harlan Williams.
That's a classic.
Yeah,
That's a classic,
beautiful.
man. Now I will say that they made some pretty bad movies later on. What was that one film they recently made? Hold on, I'm trying to remember the name. I'll look up something about Mary. Something about Mary that they don't know. Oh, I remember Matt Dillon in this. It's so great.
Oh, it's so wonderful.
Let's see here. Robert Farley, Peter Farley, the Farley brothers, yeah. Farley brothers, sorry, Farley. They made, I think, Dumb and Dumber 2. I didn't even see it. I didn't watch it. I was like, eh. I didn't like The Three Stooges.
I didn't
very
watch
disappointed
it.
in that. Hall Pass, didn't see it. Didn't want to. Heartbreak Kid.
I did. I did
not
see that.
I did not like Heartbreak Kid.
I wasn't a big fan. I thought, just when you thought he was going to be a redeemable character, they just kind of there's no character growth. The only character that I thought was even worthwhilely like redeeming was Rob Corddry. Like, I thought he was amazing in that movie, but other than that, I thought the character development was very stagnant, and it was just all around very depressing.
I would say the last great film they made was There's Something About Mary. Everything else has been kind of meh.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have a special place in my heart for Me, Myself, and Irene.
Oh,
but
dude, yeah, don't throw that in the dumpster.
That's because Jim Carrey's Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey makes most of everything better. I think the only movie I've seen with Jim Carrey in it that I didn't really like was 23.
Yeah, I didn't care for that personally. Not for me. But going back to Down Periscope, there was a funny joke. I don't know if it was funny, but it was just something funny about the fact that he has a tattoo on his penis that says "All Aboard." I don't know why.
I think that throws back to when did you see it?
Oh God, yeah.
Probably the same reason that half the movies I saw when I was younger were funny that I shouldn't go back and watch now.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what's fun about this is finding out. Like, I went to the theater to see Masters of the Universe, and I loved that film when I was a kid. And when I rewatched it in the movie theater, I was like, "This is bad.
Oh, it's so bad.
This is so bad."
You know what? Speaking of which, though, I wish they would remake Masters of the Universe and do it right.
Oh, well, they've been working on that for a while. They're trying to. Honestly, I kind of feel like the Thor movies, Ragnarok and Love and Thunder, are very much like He-Man movies.
I haven't seen Love and Thunder yet. I'm really, really looking forward to it. So
do you know who the villain is?
No, don't say nothing.
But do you know who's playing the villain?
No.
Dude,
I have
Christian Bale.
Oh, I did know that. I've just managed to keep it out of my mind so that way I can get excited when I saw it.
That's not a spoiler.
Yeah, everything's a spoiler if you try hard enough.
Well, anything can be sex if you try hard enough. Doesn't mean you don't want to know about it. uh,
My mind's telling
so
me
Brendan,
no.
I'm going to bring it back because we were going to talk about Brendan Fraser more, and I'm trying to look through his list of films. On Rotten Tomatoes, his number one movie is Gods and Monsters with Ian McKellen. And
Really?
I saw that when I was really young. I thought that was a brilliant film, but it's not the one that sticks out to me for his filmography. I would say if I'm going to go with a Brendan Fraser hit, like, I don't know. I have to go back a bit because he kind of went away for a while, but I still love Bedazzled,
Oh,
even though that's a lower.
that one is so fun. That would fall under
I love
dumpster dive.
Bedazzled.
Like it is.
That's a dumpster dive film
It
that I
is
will
so
definitely dump.
awesome.
I will jump into the dumpster to get.
I didn't
Yeah.
like Monkey Bone.
Um,
though.
I didn't like Monkey Bone either. I was really disappointed. I wanted to like that a lot more.
Airheads.
actually
I
has
was
a low
just
score,
about
and
to
I
bring
love-
that up.
I love Airheads.
That movie is so wonderful. And you know what I
Yeah.
think makes it? I mean, yeah, it's got Adam Sandler and Brendan Fraser, but I really believe Steve Buscemi. like he makes that movie. He's just a little bit more over the top. Where Adam Sandler is, kind of, he's still got that Adam Sandler groove at that time in '94, where he's just Billy Madison. He's just a very reserved Billy Madison. But Steve Buscemi,
Yeah, but
oh my God.
it's before he got like really annoying with the, Adam Sandler-y stuff he does sometimes.
Yeah.
It was really the beginnings of that, and I could get behind it for that. There's so, God, I'm looking at all these films. My God, he
He
has so many great
busy
things
guy.
that he made. Yeah, but he just he had a time where he wasn't in anything, and it sucks. Looney Tunes back in action, unfortunately, I did not care for. But yeah, Dudley Do Right, I didn't. Meh. It was very meh.
Yeah, that one was.
I mean, you go back to The Mummy. I mean, The Mummy was just fantastic, dude. Have you seen Doom Patrol?
I haven't. I've wanted to for so long, but I just haven't seen it.
I mean, Brendan Fraser's on the show, and he's fantastic.
See,
as usual.
I'm gonna have to. I really want to watch it.
I would say Doom Patrol is one of the best things to come out of DC in a while, TV show wise especially. It's so different from anything else. The characters are so weird, and there's a lot of heart. Honestly, Timothy Dalton plays like the Professor X type character in it, and it's just fantastic. It's a wonderful show. Sorry. If you get a chance, check that one out. I know there's a lot of content, but that one I really feel. I actually haven't watched the latest season. I should catch up on that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So more dumpster diving here. So Brendan Fraser had his first film, Dogfight, and then he had School Ties, which I'm kind of pointing out the bigger ones here, but. Then he had Airheads.
Mm-hmm.
Now and Then.
You missed Encino Man.
Miss Winter.
That was in
Did I?
'92 before
Oh, I did.
Airheads.
I'm sorry. You're right. School Ties, Encino Man, Airheads. Let's see. Miss Winterborn, and then George of the Jungle, which has a low rating, but I still love that movie. I thought it was fun.
That ushered him right into The Mummy and The Mummy Returns. Like that was
Yep.
that was truly
Gods and Monsters too. Before that.
truly a golden age of Brendan Fraser, and I'm so happy we're having a kind of a resurgence. I would love, honestly. Yeah. I know it would be heresy to say this, and I'm pretty confident. You know how I feel about sequels.
Yeah.
More often than not, they take away from the spirit of the movie, unless they're really thought out. But most of the time, they're shameless cash grabs built upon a successful movie. That's it. But I would be down to see him reprise his role from Encino Man.
Well, they've been talking about a sequel for a long time. I
shut your face. Are they really?
I don't know though. Oh yeah. I really don't know about. I mean, do you really want to see another Pauly Shore film? I mean, I don't know if I want to.
I would watch that in a heartbeat.
Okay.
I would be
All right.
I would be all over that. Like let me see a like 50 some year old Pauly Shore. Hey, what's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
You know he would not be that high energy. He would be crushed by life at that point. So he would just be like, "Hey, what's up?" Like he would just be Paul Shore.
I did enjoy him returning on. I did Paul Shore. I did enjoy his return on Futurama. But you know, there's I can't believe his TV show stuff hasn't been talked about enough. Scrubs.
Oh man,
He was on Scrubs for an episode, and that was tearjerker stuff right there. Yeah. And of course, I talked about Doom Patrol. So he's had some great stuff in his career, but that's Brendan Fraser, and I think he's got a couple other films coming out that haven't been released yet. The Whale is coming out. It doesn't tell you what's on here.
If this ever makes its way to Brendan Fraser, hey man, you are amazing. Keep going. I love your work.
Everybody loves him. I mean, what's not to love? The guy's amazing. He's just a sweetheart. He seems like the nicest dude. And he's a, for people like us that grew up with him, we're just he was very much part of our childhood.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Killers of the Flower Moon. Very excited for that. That is directed by Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
And it stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Jesse Plemons, Robert De Niro, John Lithgow. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Great. Speaking of John Lithgow, have you seen The Old Man?
Yeah. No, I've been wanting to see that.
Oh God, dude. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Add it to the list.
I'm up to I think episode 6, and it's worth it. Like.
Really?
Yeah. Oh man.
That's exciting. I definitely want to check that out for sure. Yeah, dude. There's just such great content and great stuff out there. It's a lot, but that's the world we live in, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Is there anything else you want to mention before we go? I think we're good for the week. No, I really don't got. I don't. I got. You're such a fucking disappointment, Dan. Such a disappointment. Wow.
No, I can't think of anything else.
That's okay.
I would love to see DC get their act together. Brendan Fraser needs to keep trucking, and yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, and we need to put together a dream team for the Teletubbies movie.
Yeah, I definitely. If anybody out there can do. Well, I can do Photoshop, but I'm not going to do it. If you can, Photoshop those actors onto the Teletubbies for us, we would love that.
Let's see your best casting.
Yeah, if you got someone better, which you probably will, bring it on.
I think we've got a Facebook page now, right?
Yeah, I was just going to say, we got Facebook. We've got, the podcast can be heard on any platform you have, Apple, well, almost anyone. Apple, Google, YouTube, we now have videos for the podcast. Where can people find you, Dan?
I've got an Instagram account called Theodore Bear Dog. Typically I do a lot of like 3D printing and whatnot, painting. I like to keep busy. And I also have Theodore Bear Dog on Facebook. And they can find me on Film Vets.
Film Vets, baby!
Yeah.
Film Vets! Yeah, you can find me at Paul Allen Dixon. I'm also on my website, paulallandixon.com. Thank you so much for listening. We had a blast doing this, and we're looking forward to doing more. I think the podcast is coming together pretty nice. This feels a little better than last week. A little less jarring.
A little
what
less.
Do you think, Dan?
Little less.
Do better?
Yeah.
We didn't get to Dan rage, unfortunately, but maybe next week.
Yeah, I'm just gonna save it in the tank. You're gonna get an extra helping next week.
Extra spoonful, baby. All right.
Oh,
Thank you so much again.
One last thing I do want to
up?
throw out there is, if anybody out there is feeling particularly squirrely and really does want to make a Photoshop picture, I don't care how terrible it is. I would love to see it, and we can put it together on a video next week. You just drop it on our Facebook page, Film Vets. Do we have any other Film Vets outlets, or is it just Facebook right now?
We have Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. I believe we have Twitter. If we don't, I will make one. I'm going to make a list of things we don't have and need.
There you go.
Look for us all over. We have the same logo no matter what. I will try to put us out there as much as I can.
For the sake of just centralizing it, if you got the ability to, and you are feeling squirrely and you want to make that Photoshop job and just see how bad you can make it, just drop it on our Facebook page. I would love to go through it on our next podcast, and maybe we'll do some video with it so that way we can share, and we'll upload it to YouTube.
For sure, yeah. We welcome fans to put anything out there for them and input anything. Also, please, if you're a veteran, reach out, and if you want to be on the podcast with us, we would love to showcase you, especially if you're in the industry. Yeah, we'd love to have you. And film fans in general, we'll have you as well. We'll take anybody, please.
Anyone.
Anyone. But we really do want to showcase veterans and people that love film. So thanks again for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
Yeah, have a great one.